Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. This is now out to 5.5 at most places in favor of the Chargers. 48.5 all the way to 49.5. So be sure and shop around if you're playing the total. Stephen, if we take a look at this one, this is a Chargers team that has actually been very efficient on offense so far, and a Raiders team that has been fairly inefficient on the defensive side of the ball, to say the least. And then offense has been, middle of the pack-ish, but nothing to write home about. The big question here, Jimmy Garoppolo. He's back out at practice. Is he going to be the first skill position guy to be able to get cleared within a week in these new concussion protocols, which we've not seen so far this year? That's kind of the big question. And if he doesn't go, will it be Brian Hoyer or Aiden O'Connell? All of these things are stuff that we are debating here.
If you guys know the answer for this 100%, let me know. Don't you have to get in a full practice, a full participation before the game to clear the protocol at this point? Anybody know that? I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Well, I was listening to a couple of podcasts this week that were kind of digging into this idea a bit and saying that Jimmy Garoppolo does have the ability, like it is within the range of what the concussion protocol allows, that he could play this week.
Okay. Yeah. So as we record right now, Friday afternoon, he is still in the concussion protocol. That's the latest report from about an hour before we recorded. So I guess it's a wait and see. For me, I kind of look at this two different ways. If he's not playing, it's clear that it's going to be Brian Hoyer, at least to start the game. And in that case, if I can get to the book.
Not quite yet. Yet. It's not clear that it's Brian Hoyer. No. Don't assume that yet.
Okay, is Josh McDaniels
was cagey on that.
About that?
McDaniels was very cagey on who would start if it's not Jimmy G. Yeah. So
okay, thank you. For
not that I'm saying there's a huge difference between Brian Hoyer.
Well,
and
there might be. We know Brian Hoyer sucks, so at least there's the possibility that maybe Aiden O'Connell's decent, right, and young and athletic. If Brian Hoyer's the starter, and I can get less than a touchdown in this game, if I can get 6.5 or better, I'm in on the Chargers, despite how terrible the Chargers defense has been. They are 28th and 29th in EPA and success rate defense. They have only the 19th pressure rate, despite blitzing at a top 10 rate. They also lost Mike Williams for the year, and what's that going to look like first week without him? We don't know. But if Brian Hoyer's the quarterback, whatever, man, I'm in. He shouldn't be on an NFL field anymore at this point. If it's not, and the number is 5.5, I know you guys say that's a dead number, but when you have a coach who's willing to kick a field goal down 8, the back door is always open. So, just cover, baby, as Al Davis always said. But I mean, in all seriousness, the defense is so bad for the Chargers that if it is Jimmy Garoppolo, then I am kind of interested at that point. But it's all very much dependent on the quarterback in my mind in this game.
Adam, I have a Chargers 4 ticket. It opened at 4 on Sunday when I was on air. I just played it based off of, again, if you look at the offense of the Chargers, they've been incredibly, incredibly efficient. I mean, Herbert's second to only Tua in pass EPA this season. I understand the loss of Mike Williams is big, but there's been a lot of missing Mike Williams and missing Keenan Allen over the last couple of years. So Josh Palmer has a ton of experience. Josh Palmer has been in there a lot. And then maybe Quentin Johnston can actually step up and live up to his first round billing here with all of this. Austin Eckler did get in a couple of limited practices. And then you see that Max Crosby downgraded from limited to DNP yesterday. We'll see what that ends up coming through for him today. But, more turmoil as we're coming on air. Chandler Jones arrested early Friday morning in Las Vegas for various things. So, I mean, I don't know. I backing the Chargers and Brandon Staley, who's fake sharp, like it more than a field goal seems like a fool's errand for me, but let me be that fool this week. I'm that fool this week, Adam. What do you think?
You can be that fool. It's not gonna be me. And I'm still smarting from that Chargers game in Tennessee a couple of weeks ago, where I was in the right on every side of that handicap and somehow ended up losing that game with the Chargers. I told you the Raiders are bad, and I don't really think that there's much of a difference between Jimmy Garoppolo and Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell. And that might sound like sacrilege, guys, but Jimmy Garoppolo has not been an effective addition to this offense this year. He took away the one thing that they did well, which was throwing the ball deep. And now they don't have that ability either. So there's no explosiveness to this offense at all. They scored 10 legitimate points against Denver. 7 of those were gifted to them on the onside kick with the short field. They scored 10 points, 7 of which came on the script at the beginning of the game against the Buffalo Bills. And they scored, oh God, do I have to say 18 points? I guess I have to say 18 points because of the Josh McDaniels field goal on 4th and 4 from the 8 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know the Chargers defense is terrible, but I don't believe that there's any quarterback on the roster for the Raiders who's going to be able to make the difference of that. And that sounds like I'm saying lay the points with the Chargers, right? No, I can't. There's too much wrong with this defense right now for me to feel at all confident. The one thing I feel good about is that Keenan Allen is going to eat in this game. You can find it either at plus money over 7.5. You can find it with a little bit more juice you have to pay at 6.5. The Raiders have a grand total of 0 effective cornerbacks. They have a grand total of 0 effective safeties. They have nobody who's going to be able to cover Keenan Allen. I'm not saying he goes for 16 catches like he did last week, but I feel very confident in saying that plus money to get to 8 against this Raiders secondary is going to be within the realm of possibility because Justin Herbert threw the ball 47 times last week against the bad Vikings secondary.
Completed 40 of those, by the way. And this is, I know everything kind of has to go right for this to work out, but if you want to at least earmark this game, guys, it's only one of the few afternoon games. This could be a pretty decent live betting opportunity. If the Raiders were to get the ball first and go down and kick a field goal, and then you could get a live line on the Chargers at 3 or under 3 or something like that, then it could be a decent live betting opportunity. Again, all these things have to happen, right? The Raiders have to get the ball first. They have to go down. They have to score, but could be an opportunity to come in on the Chargers at a better number anyway.
Yeah, and look, what you've seen this year is McDaniels is best on the script, right? Like those first 15 with McDaniels have been the effective plays. It's later that's trouble, so that's perfect in terms of live betting.